To be on, bringing the team to the moon. I cannot wait to be on. Yeah, I'm bringing.
You know, the white folks, they're very slick. You know, they always want to, you know, put the black Americans in a box as if they don't own that country. Black Americans own the United States of America just as much as the white folks own that country, or the natives, okay? So at the end of the day, they are Americans, okay? We, the immigrants, or the recent immigrants, you know, first generation, second generation, we are the African Americans, okay? But I would tell you where the hate comes from, all right? And this is not with all Africans, because I would tell you 99.9% of Africans, especially the black Africans, love black Americans, for real, okay? I'm telling you, true facts, all right? Because you got to understand, most of we Africans, black Africans, we are very square people, right? When I say square, I mean what black Americans call swag. We lack swag, for real, okay? So most of the time we tend to imitate black Americans. That's facts. We imitate the way black Americans talk, whether we've been to the US or not, all right? I remember before I even went to the US, I was trying to talk like black American. You know what I'm saying? All my friends, we pretended we was faking it. You know what I'm saying? Faking it till we make it, right? We try to talk like black Americans. We try to dress like black Americans. I remember when, you know, black Americans were wearing baggy clothes, right? We all try to wear baggy clothes. If we could afford it, you know what I'm saying? And our friends who afforded it, they wore the do-rag with the hat, with the baggy clothes, you know what I'm saying? Like the Fox Farms, the Fubus, so many different, you know, black American clothes, you know, the Timberlands and all that kind of stuff, right? And I will tell you, even today in Africa, if you go to Africa, you see a lot of Africans who still stuck in the 90s, you know, like they still think black Americans wear baggy clothes, and they're still wearing their baggy clothes, they're still wearing jerseys, they're still wearing, you know, all that stuff. Because, wow, we love black American culture, we love black Americans, we admire them, you know. And, you know, I mean, everything about black American, man, like, look, I'm telling you, I've traveled the world, right? I've traveled all over the world, and I would tell you, nobody on this earth is imitated like the black Americans, for real. Nobody is imitated like the black Americans, okay? So, I mean, I've traveled so many countries, right? And people imitate black Americans, the way they talk, their mannerism, you know, their hand gesture, you know, like, look, black Americans make everything look cool. For real. Black Americans make everything look cool. They make eating look cool. Eating, just to eat, they make it look cool. Like you see a black American eating a burger, you start feeling hungry, man. You want to eat a burger. You see a black American driving, you want to, look, I know, when I first came to the US, right, and I saw a black American, they driving like that, you know, they laid back, and I tried the same shit, I almost crashed, all right? They make everything look cool, even look sitting on the toilet. Black American make sitting on the toilet look cool. They sit on the toilet like that, you know, like some type of shit, all right? But I'm exaggerating now, but come on. Black American make everything look cool. Look, and I would just tell you something. I was in South Korea, right, a few years back, and I saw this South Korean kid, and we was chopping it up, right? And he's talking like, yo, man, listen, man, we can, like, all the, you know, and I'm like, yeah, yo, like, where do you live in the States? And he told me he's never been to the States. I'm like, what? You never been to the US? So where did you learn English, and where did you learn all this, you know, mannerism? He said, oh, there's a school where they teach us how to act American. I'm like, really? They teach you guys how to act like Black Americans? He's like, yeah. I said, but look, why didn't you just tell your parents to send you to the US and, you know, get an apartment for you in the ghetto somewhere? He said, oh, no. I said, oh, you don't want to associate with, if you want to act like Black people, like when you go and live with them, like you would naturally pick it up. He said, no, I don't want that part. I'm like, oh, okay. You damn kimchi eating, you know, ching chong. You love the Black culture, but you don't want to, you know, associate with them, huh? Okay. And that's what they do, you know, like, you know, they are biting off, you know, Black people's swag and all that stuff, which is cool, you know. But we Africans, we love our Black American brothers and sisters, man. You know, I ain't gonna lie to you. I've even dated so many women all around the world, but I will tell you, man, the Black American sisters, they know how to love. They can love you different. I'm telling you, their love is different, you know. And, you know, a lot of times, you know, Black American, like they always talking about how Black American women are aggressive and this and that. Like, I noticed Black American women, they're aggressive to Black American men. Because Black American men too, they're aggressive too, you know. But all the Black American women that I was with, they were very feminine around me. And they're always feminine around African men. They don't talk to African men the way they talk to Black American. I swear to God. I might be wrong in some instances, but I'm telling you, you know, they just want to be loved, man. You know, and the way you treat them is what you're going to get. You know, yeah, you're going to meet the ghetto ones, and they're going to be snapping their fingers and shaking their head and all that shit. And that shit can be cool too and sexy. I ain't going to lie. You know? But usually, the Black American men didn't know how to push their women. They can push them to the edge too. You know, we African men, we lay back. You know, sometimes we just happy to be in America. So when we get a Black American woman, you know, like we treat them nice. You know, like I'm not saying we're perfect. Like, listen, some African guys, you know, they full of shit too. But you know, we love our Black American sisters, man. But the hate. Let me talk about the hate now. Because people talk about Black Africans hate Black Americans and vice versa, all right? But I will tell you this. This is where the hate comes from. You see, when we come from Africa, especially the young Black Africans who come, you know, from Africa, a lot of Black Africans, a lot of them, majority, they come from poverty. Abject poverty. Maybe some of them, they come on some lottery visa like the DV program or the resettlement program or, you know, some type of program, you know, they come over here, right? Very few Africans come from Africa with money. Very few, all right? And I know Nigerians will say, oh, no, boy, I beg, will they come here with money? Yes, few Nigerians too, they come with money. But I will tell you, most Africans who come to the United States, first generation, they're from poverty, okay? So when you're a child and you come to the United States and you are used to wearing one little piece of rag all day, all night, for weeks on end, and you come to the United States and your mother gets, you know, like a little, you know, check, a resettlement check, and she takes you shopping. First of all, when the African kid comes to the United States, usually they throw them in the ghetto, all right? When they see these ghetto houses, that's a mansion for them. It looks like a mansion. Because we came from zinc shots, mud huts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you. So, when we come to these ghetto paradise, that's why I call it ghetto paradise, that shit look like, what? That shit look good to us. And then when their mother takes them shopping to Walmart and they see all the lights, they're like, Jesus, this is it. It don't get no better than this. So she takes them to Walmart, buys their little Shaquille O'Neal sneakers, buys them little, Walmart jeans, and they're looking fresh. All right. Now, I'll keep it real. Most African kids, when they come from Africa, they don't know about deodorant. All right. They don't know shit about deodorant. I'll tell you. And African kids, they can stink. They can smell musty. For that, listen, I'm just telling you facts. All right? They don't know anything about deodorant or perfume. Your mother not gonna buy you no damn deodorant. Because she herself probably didn't grow up using deodorant, all right? Okay? And then most Africans, when they come from Africa and they come over here, they're not used to the Western food, so they're not going to go eat burger. Hell no. They're cooking at home. All right? They cook at home. And in Africa, we cook outside. Most of the poor people cook outside, all right? So everything is just, in the air. So when you come and you're in your little ghetto apartment, you cook in the house, all right? If it is winter, everything is closed. All the windows closed. And these ghetto houses, the ventilations, they don't work, man. So the whole place stink up with African food. And I ain't gonna lie. Some African food do stink. They gotta keep it a buck. Because most Africans, we're used to eating scraps. That's just facts. I grew up eating scraps. All right? We eat all the junk that the white people throw it away. Like all the junk they throw away, that's what we eat. The cow feet, the chicken feet, the neck bones and the wings and, chicken liver and, everything, cow tongue, cow head. And these things, when you are boiling them, because you got to boil them for hours, especially the cow feet. And when you are boiling these things, the odor is bad. All right? So you imagine an African child who is used to that smell, because when you're in an African household, you really don't smell it. It's just like sitting on your own shit. After a while, it don't smell. I don't care how stink your shit is. You sit on it too long, it don't smell. And that's the same way when we African. When our parents are cooking and their food stinks, we used to it. All right? And trust me, that food tastes good. I ain't gonna lie, that shit tastes good. But it does stink. All right? Especially when you go out and come back in, that same hit you like, ooh. And then when you add the dirty carpets, because I'll be frank with you, we Africans, when we first come to the US, we don't know about cleaning carpets. You know what I'm saying? Because we used to sweeping our little, cement floor in our zinc shots, with the brooms. So we don't know about cleaning carpet, and that carpet can stink. After a while, that should be nasty. Listen, go visit Africans, in the ghetto. I'll tell you, my brother, when you walk in, look, that shit can hit you like real hard, all right? So anyway, these African kids, new in the United States, they wear their new Walmart clothes, right? Their new Shaquille O'Neal sneakers. They're looking fresh. They think they're the shit. Mama is cooking the leftover cow feet from yesterday, and that shit don't stink up the whole house. The whole house smell like a, toilet bowl, right? And that child is walking through that house, and the mother is saying, come and eat your breakfast. That breakfast is some rice with some cow feet. All right? Now, his clothes is absorbing all that smell. But he doesn't smell it. So when he goes to school and he sits with these American kids, you're like, the white kids, they're going to be like, they're not, they're going to smell it, but they're not going to say nothing. All right? That's one thing about white people, man. They know how to die in silence. White people know how to die in silence. They feel pain in silence. Black kids, damn, man, You smell musty, bro. Damn, bro. You smell musty. Like, yo, this nigga stink. Oh, yeah, they'll put you out there. They'll put you out there. You know? And then they'll start to talk about your sneakers. Man, look at the shit he went. Because these kids, these Black American kids, their parents will take their salary and buy them Jordans. The African kid coming to the US don't know what Jordan is. He doesn't know that. He probably never heard about Michael Jordan or Jordan sneakers now. He never heard about no Gucci or Louis. And you know, Black Americans, they will buy the little fake Louis and Gucci for their kids just to go and flex in school. And some of them even buy the real joints. All right? Some of them do buy the real joints. All right? Now, these kids, they start to bully the black kids because with all their Jordans, with all their Gucci's and their Louis they go to school with, they can bully the white kids. They're intimidated by, even though the white kid is wearing a dusty ass Adidas or a white Adidas sneakers that looks brown, they're not going to talk about it. No, because he's white. Because they know, even though he's in that school with them, he lives in the suburbs, you know, from a good home. And that black kid with his Jordan and the Gucci jacket and all that stuff lived in a Section 8 apartment. So now that black kid from the Section 8 apartment, he sees the African kid and be like, oh yeah. Now I got someone I can laugh at, I can make fun of. So he starts to tear up the black kids. So most African kids end up getting in fights with Black American kids. All right? And some of them, due to peer pressure, they end up, you know, joining Black American gangs, trying to act like them. You know, peer pressure, trying to act like the Black American kids. But what happened is, most of them, they start to resent Black Americans. Because there's a saying that what makes a man shame makes him vex. So some of them, they will just bear it, you know, because they don't have no choice. Some of them might get into fights, and some of them will just suck it in and be like, oh, you know what? I'll just put up with it. All right? And after, you know, they graduate, some of them, they hold that grudge. And they tend to use that, you know, as justification to hate on, you know, Black Americans. But look, I tell you something, man. Africans don't hate Black Americans. We love Black Americans. We try to copy Black Americans, you know, and let me tell you something. We know that we, the Africans that come to the United States, the reason why we have opportunities today is because of Black Americans. The sacrifice your ancestors made. All right? We know that. We know that. Maybe not all of us, because a lot of Africans are ignorant. Let's be real. A lot of Africans are ignorant. I'm telling you. But we appreciate everything that your ancestors did for us, the civil rights movement, you know. They paid with their blood so that we can come here today and seek greener pasture. All right? All the immigrants that come over, the Chinese, the Koreans, the Indians, I mean the East Indians, these, you know, people who come over here, they don't appreciate these things. They don't appreciate Black Americans. And I know today the culture, the Black American culture, especially the hip hop culture, is just sad where it's going. Because listen, when I was growing up, one of my favorite artists was Tupac Shakur, because when Tupac rapped, all right, look, I had Tupac cassette in my Walkman 24/7. I can tell you for like 2 years straight. All right, 2 years straight. I'm talking about from maybe like 95, 96. You're all right, going all the way to 97. All Tupac songs, I could relate. Dear Mama, when I listen to Dear Mama, it's like Tupac is talking to me. It's like he's talking to me. All right? And, you know, but today, when you look at the Black American culture, the hip-hop culture, is just, you know, violence, and they're just talking about, you know, sex, money, jewelries, violence, gang culture. But that's not the hip-hop that we know. We know hip-hop to be, you know, street journalism, you know, street journalism. Like you know, I used to listen to, like, you know, Public Enemy. I used to listen to Tupac. I used to listen to, what's the other guy? KRS-One. You know, all these people, man. So we love Black American people. But sometimes, you know, when our brother, you know, Tariq Nasheed, when he talk about, oh, listen, man, like, I think he calls African terrors or some stuff like that. And, you know, it hurt my heart. It hurts, you know, my heart, right? And I say, damn, man, this brother, you know, if only he knew how much we love and appreciate Black Americans, man. If only he knew how much we love and appreciate Black Americans, man, he won't talk like that. You know, but then sometimes you always see the, you know, the ignorant African put up and talk shit. Like this one dude, man, he was talking about how he hit Black Americans and da-da-da. And he was wearing a do-rag with a, you know, some type of, trying to look like a hip-hop artist, right? And I'm like, are you going to take this kind of person serious, bro? You know what I mean? Come on, now. You know? You can't take these people serious. How can someone, you know, talk down to Black American or Black American culture and he's trying to dress like a hip-hop artist? You know?
I cannot wait to be on. Bringing the team to the moon. I cannot wait to be on.